Hi, and welcome to episode 18 of the Lowdown podcast. This week we've had one of the biggest announcements in rock history, and we've also had a Download Festival announcement. Stick around and we'll break down both of them.
This is the Lowdown podcast. Lowdown podcast.
Good evening, mate.
Good evening.
So it is Tuesday, and we have had a download announcement, and we've had other things announced. So I think, should we go back to the beginning? That was a totally unintentional
You
link
that
to
way to written that
Yeah.
down. Very good.
Yeah, so we'll go back to that one. It's been a hell of a week on social media, on Ticketmaster, in queues, out of queues, being accused of being a bot.
Oh, yeah.
all the same sort of shit you go through Ticketmaster. So I think, well, it's one of them to see how we got on in those queues, and for a bit more chat about the Back to the Beginning gig, stick around till after the download chat, because that's been a big week for that. And I think,
Yeah.
but first we've had a download announcement, and we've
We
been
have.
looking forward to it for a long time.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go to our pre-written crap, which is basically screenshots on our phone. So the download announcement, mate, how did you find it?
I have to be honest. I'm very excited, but I can't help but being overshadowed by
Yeah.
a lot of the announcements with the Black Sabbath stuff. And again, I know we'll touch on it a bit later, but I don't know, they've just come at a bit of a bad time.
I agree. I think it was maybe badly timed.
Yeah. But buzzing nonetheless that we have an announcement. Frustrated that it's not Day Splits, I'll be honest.
Day Splits was
Yeah.
to be honest, they could have announced nothing and announced Day Splits, and it would have made me more excited.
Yeah.
And I think coupled with that, I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong with the bands they've announced. They've announced some great bands. We've had all sorts of suggestions thrown around in terms of, Kerrang apparently leaked that Killswitch would be playing. That has not come.
That's not there, yeah.
That's not come to be. And yeah, I do hate a lineup without Day Splits. I think it makes a big difference.
Even just to kind of digest the lineup as a second announcement, they just get lost in the poster.
Yeah.
And so I sent the poster into our download Facebook group, our WhatsApp group today, and everyone was kind of like, I've forgotten which ones were in the first
In the
announcement.
first one, yeah.
So it kind of makes it a bit...
Yeah, exactly. And there were some big bands hidden amongst
There really is.
it all. I think, should we start with in terms of ranking on the old league table, I think the biggest band, and I'm going to put that in inverted commas, that have been announced is the remaining sub.
Yeah.
And that's Shinedown.
Shinedown. So are we expecting... I mean, on the poster, it looks very left to right. Do we think it'll be Green Day and Weezer, Sleep Token and Shinedown, Korn and Bullet?
It feels that way, doesn't it? I mean, it almost looks like you could draw a line down Green Day, Weezer, Jimmy Eat World,
yeah.
Sex Pistols, Rise Against and McFly, then Sleep Token, Shinedown, Don Broco, Within Temptation on second, probably.
Yeah.
With Palais Royal underneath. Then Korn, Bullet, Spirit Box on main, with Darkness and Steel Panther 1-2, like they did in 2022.
Yeah.
With Opeth headlining second.
Second, yeah.
Not second. No, that's wrong. Opeth maybe. No, where would Opeth be? This is why it's got confusing. So that's
difficult.
it. That's as far as we've got. This is why we all love the Day Splits, because it starts to put together a day of, a weekend of actual lineups for you. You go, oh, there's Friday, I'm going to really enjoy that. There's Saturday, I might spend more of my time on third stage.
Yeah.
And then, so that's disappointing. Shinedown will be fine. a lot of people are very excited about Shinedown.
Yeah.
I really like a lot of their
I do.
songs and
I was listening
records.
to that Second Chance, which is a phenomenal song.
Yeah, Sound of Madness.
yeah.
They've got some
I
big
think
songs.
we've missed them a couple of times. Were they supporting Maiden? one
Yeah,
year? I
at
think
Liverpool.
Yeah, that was right. Yeah.
Book of Souls tour, and we went to Revolution de Cuba, and we got some pints in, and we just ended up having such a good time on Albert Dock that
Yeah.
we ended up missing them. And then since then, we've missed them a bit due to clashes.
Yeah.
So
I'd listened to them a lot before that Maiden session.
And then we didn't even bother
Didn't going. But yeah, another band that I'm probably quite looking forward to getting more into.
yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think it's not the most exciting. I think it's good to see a new sub.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got 2 new subs this year, as well as 3 new headliners. So it's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah.
Weezer, obviously, being, I think, the most exciting out of that because they're brand new to download altogether.
We'll do
So-
a bit of a breakdown properly, won't we, in another episode?
Yeah, we'll just
go
have a
through it,
rifle
through
through
it.
this.
But,
So then we've got nothing then until, and this was one that we had that little bit of a reel that kind of went semi-viral, didn't we? That of us talking about that
Yeah, with Rise Against.
with Rise Against, and we'll clip that so that we are pissing people off with clickbait. And so we're apparently just a couple of clowns who got a download every year and
Yeah.
think they know about metal.
We know nothing about
We
that,
know nothing
don't
about
we?
it. We've been listening to it for combined 50, 60 years, but yeah, fine. Yeah, Rise Against will be good.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to them. Hoping the sound's much better this time round. And I know, I was thinking actually, so we've got quite a few friends that come with us this year who some have never been, some have only been once. And they've got a really good mix, a really good diverse mix of bands that they like to listen to. And I think that'll really influence our weekend.
Yeah.
Because they're massively into Rise Against. We'll touch on like
Some of the heaviest
some
stuff.
of the heavier stuff and which they're well into. So we'll probably go to see some bands that we wouldn't naturally go and see ourselves, but have just as good a time because
Yeah.
we're with everybody. So I'm quite looking forward
I'd
to
love
that.
to see that as a statistic, to be honest. How many people go to download that haven't been before or haven't been that by, in the 3 or 4 lineups since the bands like Rise Against turned up. So yeah, it's good. If you come in to download for the first time, you've got a good bit of angsty kind of protesty punk-ish stuff with Rise Against. They always deliver for me.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, the sound was shit last time, but hey ho. Then we've got Palais Royale.
Wow. Never heard of them.
I've heard of them. I know I've seen them on other festival lineups and I've heard people ask for them. I haven't listened to them. I'll give them a go before we do
I had
a deeper
quick
dive.
listen when just a one song before this. I think it's okay.
It's okay.
Maybe not my type.
What sort of thing we talking?
It's a little bit punky, a little bit. I mean, yeah, I can't really describe it, to be honest. We'll have to have a listen. Put it on now, but we can.
We can, yeah. Yeah, bear with us while we listen to the
we'll listen
lineup.
to some.
No, we will break this down more, but yeah, I mean, they're a band that I've seen on a lot of people's wish lists.
But
So
yeah, I was on the just on the Facebook groups today. Lots of people who you're most looking forward to seeing out of the new thing, and they were on there a lot. So
that's good.
which
I
is
mean, we
cool.
always, you want a happy crowd, don't you? So
yeah, for sure.
just because it's some bands aren't for us, it doesn't mean it isn't for the wider population. One that is definitely for me, mate. is Opeth.
Opeth. I was listening to that album today, actually, that you recommended.
It's just
Got it
beautiful.
on my Spotify, I can see it there.
I can't get my head around how something at times that bleak
Yeah.
and absolutely brutal is so melodic and just so
What's it
nice to
called,
listen
the
to.
album?
Blackwater Park.
Blackwater, that's it,
I mean, I've only scratched the surface with Opeth.
Yeah.
But on a recommendation of someone on the Bloodstock forums years back, Blackwater Park came up and I listened to it and I thought, this is absolutely like just a gorgeous listen, you know. Michael Ackerfeld, I think that's saying his name right. You know, clearly a bit of a genius.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just such a dark, bleak, but at the same time melodic, beautiful album
It is.
with a good story, good thread going through it. I
Yeah.
think, that's. I'm going to have to give them a go live at Download. One of them bands I don't know quite how it'll translate because I haven't seen them live before.
No.
That'll be interesting.
Yep.
So we'll skip on to the next line with McFly and Lorna Shaw. Next to them, we've got Dayseeker.
Yeah.
I must admit, I don't know who they are.
No, but lots of people, again, calling them out, saying they're really looking forward to them.
Yeah.
So we will definitely give them a listen.
And then the one next to it, I think, is quite weird.
It is a bit of an odd one, and maybe I'm just, again, being a bit ignorant to it. But yeah, Kids in Glass Houses.
Well, I always knew of them because they were
Yeah.
always around when we were,
I maybe
late
know
teens, early 20s.
2 songs. max.
That's it, because I listened to him again today and I thought, yeah, I know these songs, but it just seems really weird being on up that
Logo.
high up.
Logo band, aren't they?
A logo band in the same time as when you've got Airborne, Boston Manor,
Hailing and Farm.
Jerry Cantrell,
Yeah,
Ginger.
Yeah, you're right.
They just seem out of place there for me. One of my friends amongst the the Download admin page said she saw them at the where
Was
was
it
it?
Slam Dunkers?
No, 2000 Trees,
Ah, yeah. Okay.
and she said they were really, really good.
Yeah.
So I'll have to take your word for that. So, just looking at how that particular group has,
Reacted to it.
yeah, mixed.
Is it?
But yeah,
Just hear us scrolling.
just us, yeah, just
So yeah, Kids in Glass Houses, and then no other logo bands in. So
We-
yeah,
just on that though. Just as we go randomly between things, the amount of people that have suggested Iron Maiden,
Oh,
Rage
right.
Against the Machine,
yeah.
Slipknot, it's quite amazing.
What did you put on Facebook the other day? And someone replied, "Who's this? Is it Rage Against the Machine?" Did you see the comment? Oh, I can't think what it was, and it really tickled me. I'll have to have a look. Shit. Yeah, I'd love to see Metallica there. That was
Yeah.
and it's people are just new to it, aren't they? They don't know what to expect. And when you've got some festivals in America throwing around names like that left, right, and centre,
Yeah.
and particularly with the Aussie stuff.
Yeah,
I
it was
wonder
Emma, one of the Download Facebook group admins. Said I saw them at 2000 Trees last year and loved them.
Brilliant.
So that's I think whenever you've got people vouching for other bands saying they had a great time, and it bled
Yeah,
on
it
for
does
me
help.
from Skindred the first time. People going, you've got to see these bands.
Yeah.
So if they can put on the show, then good on them. But Kids in Glass Houses, yeah, just look a little bit out of place there for me. Up in the logo bands, above people that I think seem
Yeah.
on a hotter streak, put it that way. And then we go down, man, into the non-logo acts, and that's why I'm going to refer to the alphabetical list that you sent before, because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a lot easier to follow.
So it's quite good. The guys through the Download press team send us regular updates, which is fantastic. From LD Comms.
So we've got AWOL Nation.
Yeah.
Don't know them.
He's a DJ and he's got an enormous amount of followers and listens on
Spotify.
Spotify, and you'll definitely recognise the songs because a lot of them are like viral TikTok songs.
Ah, right.
But not what you'd expect, I would say, at
Right.
Download. It's a bit like some of it's like dubsteppy type. I know
Right.
why it would go down well. But yeah, I'll have to check him out.
Bastardine. Christ knows how that's pronounced. I don't know that either. Cattle decapitation.
Yeah, we were laughing
Fantastic.
about that in our group today.
We've done Bloodstock, haven't we? And we know of
yeah, some of the names.
the bands like Cattle Decapitation. Yeah, brutal. Crossfaith. A lot of people quite excited about Crossfaith.
I was listening to it in the car on the way here,
Very-
actually.
I mean, the biggest one on Spotify is literally The Prodigy, isn't it? Like,
Oh, yeah, the cover.
A cover. But if you're into the Prodigy, Pendulum, anything like that, Crossfaith,
do a really
definitely
good
for you.
song with Raul Reynolds from
Yeah.
and Shikari.
Ah,
It's
good
really
stuff.
good. So I'm quite looking forward to them, actually.
Yeah.
I've only really come across them today.
Then we've got Dirty Honey.
Dirty Honey. Not sure.
Are they a bluesy rock band, or am I just totally making that up?
Unsure. Again, we will do a deep dive into these once we've got some
Honey.
time. This is just our initial reactions.
Dirty Honey, a rock band, American rock band. Yeah, it is. It is who I thought it was.
Cool.
Yeah,
Blues rock. did you
bluesy
say?
rock. Yeah, bit of a southerny tinged bluesy rock, if I remember correctly. But we will properly listen to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do remember them from either previous years, or it may have been Stone Dead. But
And here's one I'm quite excited for, and we spoke about it in our WhatsApp group, is Elliot
Elliot
Minor.
Minor.
So I think they've just reunited after maybe 10, 15 years of...
It's more than that, mate.
Is it?
The last time they ever performed together was 11 years ago,
Yeah.
and the last time they properly performed was 15 years ago.
Wow, yeah.
And they made a little bit of noise back in the day, didn't they?
They were all
Late
over
2000s.
Kerrang, do you remember?
Yeah.
Can't really describe the genre. They're all incredible musicians. There's a bit of classical in there. They have like pianos
they have
and
a violinist.
violinists and that. But very catchy. I was had them on today and forgot how much
a
I
little
used to
bit
like
of.
them.
If you imagine, almost like if Yellow Card had been like influenced by him instead.
Yeah, yeah.
So that kind of gothic-y kind of emo tinge
It
stuff.
definitely was. I mean, they all had hairspray,
Oh
straight
yeah,
in
they were
fringes
all
and that.
like gorgeous blokes
Yeah,
with like
like-
violins and.
They were always on the front of Kerrang with all the top. Like, I remember
bumping.
seeing like an interview and it was all like the hottest guys in Kerrang with all the shirts up and that. Brilliant. I love to see him now.
Johnny's kept that out.
I've got that post up in my room. Be good to see what they look like now. And
I remember them sounding fantastic.
Yeah.
So, and they played one of the few decent bands that have, in terms of our genre of music, that have played in
Barrow.
yeah. So we've had Elliot Minor and we've had Funeral for a Friend and Enter Shikari, and we don't get many.
But yeah, I went to see them at the canteen. They were brilliant. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm quite looking
That'd be
forward to
good.
them. That'll be good.
Good old bit of Hatebreed.
Hatebreed.
Can't beat a bit of Hatebreed.
Yeah.
Happy with that. Kids in Glass Houses we've talked about. Mothica, I don't.
No,
Oh.
unsure female fronted band, I think, from what I've seen on the download.
We'll give
You know,
them
you
a
can
go.
go through and like all the bands that you want on the app that you want to go and see.
Yeah.
Had a quick look through to see who was playing and stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
Descriptions.
I wish the app did something like, if you've liked Korn, well, you'll probably like these as
That's
well.
good. That's a good shout.
You know,
Yeah.
like almost just. I mean,
bit
it
like
wouldn't have to-
Spotify almost.
Yeah. So if for fans of this band on the lineup, go and check these out because I bet there's hundreds of bands I've missed over the years because I didn't even really know what sort of music they did. If you ever look down at the old posters of download festivals you've been to, you'll go, bloody hell, I love them now, and I could have gone and seen them.
Yeah, you're right.
Volbeat, Ghost
for us.
so many bands like that, and then they're like down in the tiny writing that you need your
Yeah,
magnifying
yeah.
glass out for.
Now our number one fans.
Yeah.
And
Miles
we've
Kennedy.
got the nicest man in rock
He
and
is.
metal.
He
Miles
is taking
Kennedy.
he's taking a week off Grand Designs, and he is
yeah.
going to blow our minds. It's the nicest wet wipe in rock. It is Miles Kennedy. That sounds like it. I'll be 100% there watching him.
Yeah.
I absolutely love him. I love his voice. I love everything about him. But
Yeah.
he is an absolute wet lettuce. But we'll talk about another almost relative of his later on. So
Yeah.
Municipal Waste.
Yeah,
We
very
are
excited.
Looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Good old bit of
Whole thrash.
good old thrash with a little bit thrash with a little difference, aren't they?
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
a bit of a hip hoppy kind of
Yeah.
thing. Municipal Waste, but
Bit anthraxy, a
bit grungy as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, thrash with a little bit of an edge to it, so which sounds like thrash should have an edge to
Yeah,
it, but
it
it didn't always. Then we got Neckbreaker. Don't know them, I must admit.
No, I won't give them a
We've
listen.
talked about Palais Royale. We've talked about Power Trip.
Yeah, had a good listen to them today. They
Very
they
good.
will be very good.
We got this is a big one.
Well,
Right.
it could be.
It could
might
be.
not be.
It could be. Right. Download have done this before.
Yeah.
Download have put out a band that nobody knows. And I can't remember what the fucking thing was. Let me
I've
check.
got to hear that.
No, remember the
Oh,
original one back years ago, where they had a mysterious band that came on and started doing all this, like we are going to take over the world and all this sort of stuff
okay.
in a very similar way. They all had masks on, they all played, and then they disappeared and were never. Nobody explained who they were, what they were.
Just played one.
Just played one set of download, and then and then never came back. You read the thing out for this is President,
This is
by the way.
President. So
They've
no one's heard of them. They've only just set up their social media accounts today, alongside the download announcement. And the description on the download app says, "Citizens, the time has come. No names, no past, no distractions, only the mission ahead. At Download Festival, the inauguration begins, not with words but with actions, not with empty promises but with undeniable force. There will be no campaign, no debate, no opposition, only one truth. President has arrived. The oath will be taken, the people will decide, history will be made." And the picture of the band is just some kid or some guy in a, looks like a mental institute or something. I don't know, just in some dark corridor. So yeah, that's one to watch, I would say. Hopefully it could be a secret set from someone. It could be, like you say, a brand new band that are just going to do a one-off. I'm not quite sure, so we'll have to keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
You're trying to find who
Yeah,
the band
what's
was.
happening? Yeah, I had a Kerrang magazine with all the, historic performances, and this was a big band. We'll come back on that in future ones, but it was this rings a lot like that. Where maybe they're just going to play a lot of randoms.
Just
to
a
turn
brand
up and
new band.
Yeah, just to blow a lot of smoke and then just disappear because it's
Yeah.
easy. But
I mean, they're fairly high up. Oh no, saying that. It's alphabetical order, isn't it, those bands?
yeah, well done. Fairly high up in the
Fairly high
alphabet.
up in the alphabet. So yeah, maybe a secret set, maybe something to watch. Maybe it's just a brand new band that are playing, but all the same, pretty exciting. Rise Against, we've been through. Shinedown, we've been through. Smash Into Pieces, I don't think I've come across them before. Have you, Mike?
I've heard of them. I haven't listened to them.
Twin Atlantic, which I think we've seen
them
a couple of times.
quite a few times. I've seen them spotting Blink.
Did they play the Pilot?
They did, yeah. They did play at the Pilot.
And they played our local venue as well in Barrow.
Yeah, they did. The Forum, was it?
Forum.
And
I
I've
don't
also
think
seen
they
them.
sold it out.
I think they played Kendall Calling as well.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty fun band to watch. Unpeople, haven't come across, and Zeptra also. So those are the bands. As part of the email that the press guys said, they had a bit of a quote from Cam Hack, who's the senior download booker. He said, "We're really proud of the variety in our lineup this year. In our second announcement, we have huge artists like Rise Against, Shinedown and Palais Royale, plus bands from across the whole rock spectrum." And it goes through all the other bands.
Yeah.
We truly think there's something to suit everyone's taste, and of course, there are still more surprises to come. We can't wait for June.
Good.
So that's cool, and I think it's bang on there when you look at the variety and the different genres in that poster.
There's something for everyone.
There is definitely a
For me, it's
wide
almost
mix.
There's something for every thing. There's definitely a lack of classic rock.
Yeah, I'd say that,
People who might describe people as Denim Brigade. I think those people have been shunned in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Which is a bit sad for me because I think Download Festival and rock owes a lot to that.
Yeah, it does.
And also, I've also always been a big fan of that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But if it's that time, then it looks like we have to accept it. But
So there was one band then, trying to go through that, were not on the poster, but are in the app, and I don't think they're no longer in the app.
Yeah.
Like, have a look, which is Tremonti.
Tremonti were on the app. Well, they've apparently self-confirmed in sort of like gigs, interviews, sort of stuff. So pretty much everyone was expecting Tremonti.
Yeah.
They then weren't on the poster, weren't on the literature, the emails we got, all that sort of stuff. But you then loaded up the artist page
Yeah.
on the app, and there they were,
There they
Tremonti,
are, yeah.
on the page.
They're not there now. They've got
They're
rid of
not
them.
because and Trish Rayner, polythene girl to the people on
On the forum.
forums, said someone must have emailed the team to let them know the mistake and put a winking face. So who knows what's going on there?
Yeah, that's
if it
true.
was something that was meant to be announced and then has been withdrawn,
Yeah.
if it's going to still come. There doesn't seem to be more acts to be announced on the poster though. So
No, he has said that on the on his on the thing though. Cam had put it on the.
he said there's more surprises.
Oh,
to
more
come.
surprise! Oh, yeah, true. That could mean anything, couldn't it?
But there could be more bands. I think it's also worth noting that 2 bands have dropped out as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who they are. Filter,
Yeah.
who I was
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
forward to, have dropped out,
Yeah.
and there is another one that I can't really remember.
I only clocked the filter.
Yeah, it was another one, and I need to look at the other poster to try and work it out. But Filter I was quite disappointed with, actually. I thought,
I don't know what's the big.
Hey Man, Big
yeah,
Shot.
Yeah, I know that one.
they've got some. I mean, I really like that other one. Take a Picture.
Oh, I have heard that actually.
It's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
It's not. It doesn't sound like them, to be
No,
honest.
no.
But it's quite a good tune. And the other one.
How are you going to find this? It's a bit like a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, it is. Especially when my phone won't fucking load. I'll tell you what. Someone comment and remind me who it is.
Remind us. So yeah, overall, very pleased we have an announcement. Very disappointed it's not the day splits, but another thing to look forward to.
Yeah, the day splits, I think, is the main disappointment. I didn't expect great shakes from this, and I think if you'd I'm gutted creator out there.
Yeah, sorry to
Yeah, sorry to Lee. Cause,
Lee, because
Papa Bear.
winding him up there, getting him all excited. And to be honest, I had the creator live at Bloodstock 2021 video on today whilst I was working. Listening to
well,
that.
they announced for more festivals
They
today
did,
as well
yeah.
in June, and I thought, oh yeah, God, they must be coming. They must be coming. I mean, we got a couple of thrash
Yeah, we
bands
got
in
a
its
few,
place,
yeah.
but not as good as Creator. So yeah, no Creator, no Exodus. I think we got 1 out of 10 on our.
I think last week.
That's
It was
how
incredible.
we got Rise Against, and that was it. So yeah, a bit of a disappointing prediction round for us, but we want them splits.
Yeah, we
Get us the
really do.
splits, damn it. We'll. I think it's going to be a good lineup. I think it's not the best lineup, if I'm honest. I think they're, like we said, Tremonti's there and Miles Kennedy, but not Alter
No
Bridge.
Alter Bridge,
You've
yeah.
got Jerry Cantrell there, but not Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things like that.
Yeah.
And we might as well go straight onto it.
Yeah, let's do it.
On back to the beginning, because, for example, you haven't got you've got Jerry Cantrell, but you've got Alice in Chains there.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, obviously we've been absolutely bent over for tickets, but
Yeah, so we've obviously been excited for this announcement all week, haven't we? For the download announcement.
yeah,
I'm not expecting any more bands to come for the Black Sabbath gig. And whilst we were just chilling yesterday, I was in Morecambe with the kids and that.
so we knew there was maybe a few like filler bands coming.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was fucking Guns N'
Guns
Roses,
N' Roses
and
and Tool. So when you've got headliner-sized bands being announced as the second announcement for Sabbath, that set my expectations for download. I'll be honest for today, which it shouldn't have done, but
Well,
it really did. So
if Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne don't perform,
Yeah.
which I think Black Sabbath will with guest singers, I think that'll be fine.
Yeah.
You've then got Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and Tool. You've got 3 download
headliners,
headliners there. You got Slayer.
Yeah.
You've got Pantera. You got bloody hell. I mean, so we got on, didn't we? We got onto the old Ticketmaster shit show, as did everyone else.
We did.
We followed various people on their social media as they tried to get them. Johnny messaged me saying, "Right, I'm in the waiting room. I'm in the waiting room." I thought, right, I'll leave it a bit. Oh, it's 4 minutes till. By the time I bloody opened my laptop at that, 3 minutes to click join the waiting room, sat there reading the rules and Didn't even look for my wallet because I thought absolutely no
got
chance.
no chance.
Johnny messaged you. What position were you?
I think I was third. So this was on the Tuesday. This was on the Black Sabbath pre-sale,
Yeah.
which was the first round of tickets to get released. So we thought we were edging our bets a little bit there. But yeah, I think I was 30,000. And I thought,
I think you were 34,000.
Yeah, so I thought, this isn't happening, so I'll just have to try again tomorrow.
Yeah. Then mine refreshed and I was 4,000th. And I was like, Johnny, I'm 4,000th in the queue here on the first round. And then I thought, there's going to be hardly any tickets. The thing loads, click on general admission. You had to get big green coach.
Yeah.
Then I started clicking on seats here, there, and everywhere, and it's going, every time you go to check out, it's kicking you out and going,
Yeah.
these aren't available anymore. And you're like, oh, God, not this again, because that happened during the Maiden
Yeah.
pre-sale. Then I managed to get to, in the end of, the back of the stadium, 207 quid each, check out, went through, took my payment, you're in. I was like, holy shit, mate.
It's happened.
And I mean, I know there's so many, it's such a bittersweet one because
Yeah.
so many people missed out, and it's gutting for them. And we've missed out in the past, and you take that loss, and you have to just move on. We've done it for AC/DC, we've done it for, but this time we've actually.
We're in.
I mean, we have like we've said in the past. There's 30 of us got to download this year, and there's only us two and one more.
Yeah, that
That's
managed, and we all tried.
And we all tried.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Ticketmaster is a shit show. But I don't think it's some sort of conspiracy. I think some people got lucky, some people didn't.
And to be honest, I'm kind of glad that way. That they were quite strict with the tickets, so it was only 2 tickets per household.
Yeah.
If you were found to be buying more with the same address, one set would be cancelled, it said. And then you just get thrown in the queue at a random position. So it is potluck.
Yeah.
Which I would
Which is
kind
better.
of prefer. Deters all the bloody ticket
The
bots
touts.
and touts and all sorts, doesn't it? So I'd rather that. I guess the only downside is that you just don't know whether you're going to
Well,
get
my
them
sister
or-
said to me, she said, oh, it should be whoever's in the queue first. I said, yeah, but that's touts.
Yeah.
Touts can be in there refreshing the page
Yeah.
from fucking 4 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
This gave everyone... I mean, unfortunately, some people get flagged as bots.
Yeah.
That needs clamping down on. They need to sort that out
It
because that happened to
me,
me, the Oasis one.
Yeah.
I was trying to help our Neil get tickets, and we got through to the front, and it said you've been flagged as a bot. But however, on this back to the beginning pre-sale, it give you a list of criteria as to what not to do.
Yeah.
Don't try for multiple devices.
Yeah.
Don't have multiple tabs open or
Yeah.
browsers open. Don't keep clicking refresh. And to be honest, I've done all them for the Oasis one, so
yeah,
maybe
sorry.
it worked. But yeah, we got through.
So yeah,
A friend of ours has offered to, let us camp on his drive in our camper.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're absolutely unbelievably grateful for that. It's so
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah.
And it's made this whole thing less of a pain in our, to our bank balance, because we are, in a year we could have probably done with less. We've ended up with so much.
Yeah. We're in the doghouse big time.
God.
We're not the good doghouse at Download. We're in
No.
the doghouse. But this is, for me, it is a once in a generation gig. We'll never get to experience anything like that again, I don't think, in our
I don't
lifetime.
think so. I think it's Live Aid and more.
It is.
I mean,
It
if you Live Aid would have been good if you were. I mean, for certain bits of the day, if you were into those sorts of music, but for heavy metal and rock, you've just got everyone you
Yeah.
want to see. For me, of older bands, obviously.
Yeah.
Then you've got your Sammy Hagars, you've got your Whitfield Crane from
Yeah,
Ugly Kid
Ugly
Joe.
Kid
You
Joe.
just
Yeah.
got all sorts going on. But we were talking about the Taylor Hawkins show, weren't we?
Yeah.
And saying, "Oh God, it'll be like that. That was amazing." That was only 6 hours long.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this is now the gates are opening at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got no
we're
chance of
going to
getting there
struggle to
for
get there
then.
for
so-
10. We might miss the first couple.
Yeah, because we have to drive down for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And you've got to see Alanis
Yeah,
Morissette
I'm in Lytham the
before
night
it.
before as well. So yeah, we're very, very excited. Still sinking in that feeling when we got that random announcement of Tool and Guns N' Roses yesterday. that lineup was basically all my favourite bands, my Spotify playlist. It's the bands I've been listening to since I was a teenager.
You
and
got
beyond. It's
the announcement from Sharon as well.
yeah,
Saying Ozzy will do bits and pieces. Anyone who didn't know that needs to.
if whoever was expecting a full Ozzy and a full Black Sabbath set from Ozzy,
Someone on the Back to the Beginning Facebook page said that they expect Ozzy to do 1 hour and then to do a full 2 hour set with Sabbath.
Jeez.
So this is a man with Parkinson's.
They try to kill him off on the bloody gig.
77. Yeah.
yeah, it's not.
It's just.
So and then
on.
I watched a video of them on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame from last year.
He just kind of.
Maynard,
Yeah.
James Keenan from Tool was singing. Chad Smith on drums. Wolfgang Van Halen actually, I think, was on guitar. So it must be that band covering Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
And then Ozzy was kind of sat in a throne.
Yeah.
With a microphone, and then
Just chipping in.
Maynard was like, he said he was nearly in tears every time Ozzy sang over the top, just singing him when he could. I'd be more than happy with that.
Just to
I would
see
be
the man
absolutely. It's clear he's just wanting this is his full stop. This is his end. He wants to.
If
wants
they
to
wheeled
do
him
it.
out for a round of applause and a chant of Ozzy, then that'd be better than I would have thought was going to happen. So, if even if he doesn't end up there, you've still got one of the best, if not the best.
How
rock
much is a
lineup ever.
Metallica ticket?
Yeah.
I know we won't playing anywhere near a full set, but still, a Metallica ticket alone for like Wembley's over £100.
Yeah, 150 probably.
Yeah.
Now.
So those bands, and I'm really excited for the super groups and how they're all going to jam and mix together, and that's again something you'll never see again. You'll never see Fred Durst singing while Sleep Talking 2's on drums. Well, do you know what I mean? You'll never see that again.
What
So.
pigs, motherfucker.
Yeah. So it'll be very interesting. We're very excited. We've got seated tickets as well, so I kind of wanted to be in amongst it, but I'm kind of glad. So I'm going to be stood up for 12 hours. I'll be fucked.
You'd be absolutely, you'd be carrying me on.
Yeah, so we will document our journeys while we're there, and we'll share it with you when we're back. But we've got a hell of a lot between now and then to get through with Download and Maiden and stuff. So we've got a very busy year.
It is. It's great. It's really exciting. So I don't think there's much else to discuss from this week. We need to break things down and actually digest stuff.
It's been quite hard to digest it with the surprise announcements and stuff. So we'll do a deep dive in a week or two of those bands that have been announced.
If you're listening and you've got some of those 22 bands that you're a big fan of, and you think these guys need to listen to this band,
definitely.
Please comment. Tell
Send
us where
them
to
over.
start, and we'll respond, and we'll hopefully you'll make us a big fan by the time June comes around. So
we don't take much persuading, to be honest.
No,
we obsess over bands quite easily.
We do. Like we've said in the past, we've got into new bands that Download that we're now, queuing overnight for tickets for. So yeah, get a new fan. Let us know what you're looking forward to, and we'll see you next week.
Nice one.
This is the Lowdown Podcast. This is the Lowdown